Welcome to the Small Member Squad podcast. I'm your host, Austin Egg Platinum. We also have Zach here,
Hey, what's up?
and
Pussy.
that's it.
Yeah.
Uh, Again, this is the second time this has happened. Uh,
Hey, man. We had a good reason on why this. We're meant to record the podcast on Saturday.
yeah, so it's going to be a story for another time, but let's just say we went somewhere. We had a whole bunch of guests. We had 5 people that were going to be on the podcast, and shit happened.
Next week, all of them will be
Next
back,
week, hopefully.
and we should have a great fucking podcast.
And we should be back to in-person recording, hopefully, because
Yeah,
fuck this Discord shit.
true. I agree.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, what the fuck's been happening, man? What's going
Um,
on?
Work, school is starting back up. I have
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to still go to college.
it fucking sucks. I have my associates, but I get my bachelor's for free, so why not go for it?
It's true. Might as well at
Um,
that fucking point.
so he I have this week off of
Mhm.
school. I don't have it off of work. I'm still working a whole bunch. But starting next Tuesday, I'll be doing my classes.
Oh shit! Justin started his classes recently. I think he started his like today,
Yeah,
actually.
a lot of people started today. The only reason why I'm starting next week is because it's online, so it's
Yeah,
accelerated, so it doesn't start for another week. And at the same time, though.
yeah, it's epic.
Um, yeah. So, what about you? What have you been doing?
Uh, nothing really. I'm gonna be honest. Like other than work, I've just been working a fuck ton, man. Chilling.
Yeah,
Other than that thing
I'm
we did on Saturday, which was
I'm
pretty dope.
excited. I'm excited for the next couple of weeks because of how much I'm working.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. It's,
Anyway,
we sound so fucking lame. I'm gonna be
we are. Yeah.
honest.
I
Like
was I
this is what
was
happens when when we have to do this shit last minute. And we
yeah,
didn't.
so I was really excited to bring up some topics of conversation with Luke because I thought that he'd have some really good input on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Luke, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you even listen to the podcasts.
I at least listened to some of them.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna say all of them.
I haven't listened to them recently, but I want to. I want to sit down and listen back to all of them that we've done so I can get them good old audio clips.
Did true. Need shout out to
The
all the people that listen to us though on Spotify
Yeah.
and on all the other platforms that Anchor graciously puts us on too.
Yeah, Anchor
Sick.
makes it so easy.
It's so fucking true.
Uh
Remember we were
so
only uploading this shit to YouTube. It was
we were
so
uploading it
sad.
only to YouTube, and then at one point Zach was like, "Yo, we should get our podcast on like Spotify and shit." And I'm like, "I would love to, but you have to do a bunch of shit I don't know anything about." So we just sort of didn't. And then he started listening to the official podcast,
Hey, well,
which
I had been listening to the official podcast. They
okay,
had just gotten sponsored by them.
they
And
were
yeah,
round, dude. Episode 1, they were sponsored by them.
no, they weren't.
Yes, they were. I started listening to them, and within the
Then that
first
was some
like,
shit they put in recently. Then, uh,
hmm,
because I had been listening to them since they first started, like a couple of years back, and it definitely wasn't there.
okay, well it's there
But
now.
they're great.
Anyway,
Great podcast.
Anchor.fm. We're not currently sponsored by them because I'm an idiot and I need to get shit figured out. But it's exactly
Yeah,
what it is, though. Like,
true.
I went through and like I saw the rates and everything, and I went to go and actually see what I had to do for an ad spot. And they were
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, you need to input all this information." And at one point, it was like, what's the name of your LLC?" I'm like, "Uh, don't have one of those."
Small Boys LLC.
Small
Fuck,
member LLC.
dude.
Uh,
If any big companies or any small companies out there want to sponsor this podcast, hit us up.
yeah, hit us up.
We
Uh,
will literally do anything for a sponsorship.
We'll
I'm,
read off
dude, I want
anything.
like a butt plug sponsorship or some shit.
That would be
Just like,
hilarious,
yeah.
especially like if like they send us samples and like at one point the mail comes in and my mom's like, well, what's in that? And I go, I don't know, and I open it up and it's just a bunch of butt plugs.
I want. There's a fucking company that makes butt plug whistles, and that's what I want to be
So like
sponsored
when
for.
you fart, it whistles.
Yeah, whistles. It's fucking
Oh
dope.
man, that's hilarious.
Right, that's
Um,
what I'm fucking thinking.
like I think it's hilarious that Moist Critical or Penguins Zero or Charlie is sponsored by a fleshlight company or sex
No,
toy
he's
company rather.
he's sponsored by Adam and Eve,
Yeah,
which is a fucking giant fucking sex store site
it's
online.
hilarious.
Oh, it's fucking great. Like, he gets sent flashlights and shit. It's fucking dope.
I
Just
know
all
at
the
one
lube you can
point
imagine.
I don't remember how I watched this video, but I know one video I saw he was like comparing fleshlights and he like tied two of them together and used them as a jump rope.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolute legend.
Dude, he's fucking great. I, I I want. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. One of the OGs I started watching.
So something else that I just thought of that I think would be neat. So I don't really have any sort of goals on my stream. Like I have a follower goal on the side of the screen, but that's it. Um, Thinking about setting up a donation goal. Uh, the donation goal would be however much it costs to buy an Osmos. You know, like
Yeah.
the cameras we had in high school or
Mhm.
camera. And then we can use that. The motive for everyone donating is that they get to see us remake all of our high school video
Dude,
clips.
that probably camera's like $50 or some shit.
No, I think last time I checked it was around like 120.
That's not terrible, dude. If we have to fucking remake those, it's gonna be so fucking bad. Oh my god. Wait, how would we even remake some of them? They were filmed in our fucking high school.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll just find a different. We'll do like a
Your
reimagining.
continuation of it. Yeah,
A,
I'm
a
down.
reimagining. So for a DJI Osmos 3 mobile, it's like $120. But this isn't. That's not the same one that we had. That's the one where you use your phone as a camera.
Okay.
I don't know where the hell. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, I remember it was some DJI thing.
It's just some shitty cameras we had in high school.
It was. I don't think it was shitty. It was one of the stabilizing ones. At the time, it was like
Oh, you're talking
$400.
about the fucking gyro one.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just the camcorders.
Those ones. Yeah, those ones are sick as fuck. I think we only used them for like a couple bits though.
Yeah, because like one of the requirements in a lot of them was you have to use this thing. Like
Yeah.
the video, the shop teacher was like, "Hey, I would like this camera for the students. It would make for really cool video editing and give them good experience." So he convinced them to buy it for them, and then he had to justify it by making us use it in every single video, just to
I
say
like
that we were
that.
using it.
Like the cool way to use that is like for running shots and action shit. We used it for like
Like,
basketball and
no,
just
we used it for one running shot in the
okay.
one video when we were doing
Yeah.
a collage or not a collage, a collaboration
Podcast. Okay. No
with
fuck
the
yeah.
other group. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
I wasn't in
Tanner
that one.
started. Oh, you weren't?
No, no, no. I was part of a different group for that
It
one.
was
If
it
I
was
remember.
when at one point Tanner was chasing the people of the other group, and I was chasing him, and with that camera, the stabilizing one, and it turned out great. The only thing that I wish that I would have done differently is gone for a different angle instead of running directly behind him, like raise the camera up or bring it
I was gonna
down
say,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
feet, because that makes for such good shots.
I agree. I should say we were look. You want to see these vids because we're mastermind geniuses when it comes to sketch videos or whatever the fuck we were doing. I
That
don't
was
even know if we would
terrible.
consider them.
We were doing it in my house, like
It was supposed to
Ray
be
thought.
so. The premise for that one was it was supposed to be like a sitcom or like a TV show or some shit, and we literally did it the worst fucking way possible.
Yeah, we could have done it so much better if we were to just get a tripod and mount the camera and have it sit in one spot.
I agree.
But instead, we
Or
had the cameraman was like following people around, getting close-ups and stuff like that.
or if we fucking gave Tanner any fucking lines.
Yeah, Tanner literally, like, his acting was he'd walked in, he'd be like, "Ooh, Mountain Dew." He'd grab the Mountain Dew and then he'd just lay down in the chair and pass out.
It's so fucking
That's like
funny.
all that he did.
It's such a great fucking video.
We're,
Like,
one of the best parts is that we don't even have access to all of the videos anymore. So when we want to recreate a video, we'll have to do it from our own memory.
it's gonna be fucked when we have to get to the ones where we have to fucking remember what we did in them.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you want to see this, so we donate. Fucking
Yeah,
check out
check
our
out the streams in the description if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, go to the YouTube and click the link. Or just go to our Twitch, Egg Platinum and Young Left SSBM.
Yeah, shit's great, good content. But anyway, what fuck else is going on right now?
Popular news. Chadwick Boseman. He dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
A legend. That's fucking sad, actually.
Wait, did you not hear about that?
No, I didn't.
He had
wait.
he had stage
I'm
4
thinking of
colon
someone else.
cancer.
Okay, never mind.
Wait, who are you thinking of?
Don't think about. Don't. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little high when we recorded this podcast. I thought you were talking about the fucking dude that it. The Wii is for bitches. I like the PS3 or some shit.
What? What?
It's just like, have you never seen that video?
No, what did you say? Weed is for
He's like-
bitches?
Yeah, he's this fucking dude named Chad. Hang on.
Dude, there are so many good games on the PS2 that are just like isolated from other, like nowadays a game comes out and everyone knows about it. Back then you find a game that you like, it's a game that you like. It's not a game that everyone likes.
I thought you were talking about Chad Warden.
Chad Warden?
What's up, bitch? Yeah, that video's a fucking classic on the internet.
Oh, videos. See,
He's a fucking
Ballin' story of YouTube's first. Chad Warden PS5 tease. June 11th.
What?
That's one of the videos.
It's mad funny.
It's a minute and 10 seconds. So you want to know something else that I like I said started listening to the official podcast, and I think I'm like halfway through the first episode, and man, they were mad funny. Like how scuffed they were. Like it was as bad as we are. I love it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we all have rough beginnings, but as long as we fucking push through, we could be like that someday.
Yeah, I mean they started with a little bit of an advantage because they already had an audience. Oh, just got a fucking Discord ping.
Epic.
How do
Now that's epic.
I? Okay. No, get out of here. Just a couple of Discord pings. Okay, I set it
Oh
to do
my
not disturb.
oh my god.
And because I have to record it from my gaming PC because my streaming PC's Discord is fucked.
That's
Which
mad
is
funny.
which is the only reason why you don't see my webcam. I have it recording. Um but
Mm.
yeah, so anything that goes on my gaming PC screen happens on my it shows up on the podcast. Any
Jesus
sound that I
Christ.
hear, podcast.
Fucking rip. That's mad
You know,
fucking funny.
it is what it is. Also, another great thing,
Mm.
my my webcam doesn't crop correctly to the Discord window. So like on the edges on either side of my webcam, I have purple.
Rip. That's mad fucking funny though.
uh, Windows, stop updating and fucking up my Discord, please.
Just have one PC.
No, I don't think I already have two.
But
Actually, I have four technically.
sure.
Yeah.
My fucking shit's so fucked right now.
So how you have the so you think maybe your motherboard died?
I'm thinking so, yeah.
So was it like
Cause
it was power was getting into everything, it just wasn't displaying anything?
no, I just wasn't getting anything at all. So I the problem for me is literally just getting to my motherboard and shit, and just getting to my CPU.
Oh yeah, because you have custom water cooling and everything, right?
Yeah. So I have to drain everything. I have to take all the tubing out and do all this other shit.
Oh
And
fuck.
like then I have to fucking determine which of it is, and then even if like I have to get a new motherboard or anything, I'm probably just gonna fucking end up upgrading from what I currently have. And then I'm gonna
Well,
have to get my shit retubed and everything.
what's gonna be an upgrade from what you have?
My motherboard's kind of like it's not the best.
I mean, just you can use the so you're thinking same CPU, just upgrade motherboard.
Yeah, I just want
Okay,
to
I
upgrade
thought you were meaning like upgrade motherboard and CPU.
No,
I'm
no, no.
like,
I just want
you
to
have a
upgrade the mother.
9900K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
I want to get the MSI fucking one where you can put gifs and shit on it, and put like little
I
jam
want
pickers.
the I kind of want the and the Kraken cooler
The
with
Kraken's
the
fucking dope. It's my
with the
favorite
screen on
cooler.
the CPU
I
block.
had one
That's
for a
sick.
fucking while. It's fucking dope. I'll be honest. Plus, I love NZXT's software and shit.
Yeah. They've changed it and there's a few things I don't like on it now, but I still like it.
It's still way better than Corsairs. Corsairs is a fucking pain. Still
I
is.
have not dealt with anything Corsair.
I don't
I
mind
have
Corsair. My
all of
Rams
my
Corsair.
all of my gear except for my microphone is from SteelSeries,
Mhm.
and then all of my lighting in my PC is from NZXT. It came with the case, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I just bought RGB RAM, and I really like the look of the Corsair shit over the Trident Z.
yeah. I also the Trident Z gets mad hot.
It does get pretty fucking warm. I'll
Like
be honest.
I had someone. Oh, actually, kind of little interesting story. So this guy comes in. I actually know him because he's the younger brother of one of the people we went to school with, and he he comes in. And he's like, okay, I got this PC and I bought a new was it a new G? No, it wasn't a new GPU. No, it was a new G. He bought a new GPU and it just wasn't displaying anything. So I'm like, okay. So I take it out and I'm like, oh, it has like the same generation processor that I have in mind. We looked up the so first off, brings in it's a mining rig. It had a
Hell
as a
yeah,
mining
dude.
motherboard. So I just have a bunch of those small like X4 slots.
Fuck yeah.
And then so I'm like, okay, that's really interesting. I haven't ever seen one of those before. So we start working on it and we can't get it to display anything. At first I just figured this guy doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know how to plug in a GPU. Looked fine. Reseated the RAM. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up this motherboard. So I looked up the motherboard. Turns out it was the same socket as my little brother's computer, which at the time it was still mine. He didn't bought it from me. Um, so I brought that in to work with me. I put it in the CPU socket and then tested it out. Still didn't turn on at all. So then I was like, okay, well, got to clean off the old thermal paste before we put on the CPU cooler. So I use an alcohol pad, get all the thermal paste off, and on the CPU it says Intel confidential. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
damn, what the fuck is this guy getting into? He bought an old mining rig from some Russians in the next town over, and all this shit is sketch as fuck.
I was gonna say it sounds fucking sketch. This like sounds like some shit you get off Wish if you order a
So
fucking PC.
so eventually I put in the CPU. I took a picture of it and I put it in. I put the CPU cooler back on and everything, and I sent the picture to a bunch of my friends that know computers, and one of them looked up the serial number on the thing. Turns out it was like a review model of the i5 5400 or something like that, a fifth gen
Fuck.
i5 CPU.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
That's fucking
Um,
dope though.
anyway, we also he had a really old NZXT case, like one of the massive ones that was it's like the size of
Hell
the
yeah.
Phantom, but
I know
it has
exactly which one you're
the
talking
looks
about.
of the H500. Stop it.
Those, yeah, those things
Um,
are fucking huge.
I I hate how big and heavy NZXT cases are, but at the same
True.
time I love it because it's made out of steel. It's not gonna fucking break on you when you fucking give it a good old pound it. You don't know how many times I like scoot back and I bump my case and I like knock it to a 45-degree angle. Like not on its
It's
side,
fun.
but like I turn it 45 degrees.
Sideways, your fucking hard drive's just spinning. Huh? Shit's getting fucked.
I do that so often. I don't even realize it because like I slide back and just the arm of the chair will catch it and just push it back a little bit. Until like later on I look over and oh yeah, the computer's pushed over to the side and my little stormtrooper on the inside fell over.
I
Happens
got a
all the
figure
time while I
inside my
stream.
PC.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, no, I'm talking like an anime figure. I
Oh,
got a fucking like $200 figure in mine.
Jesus Christ.
Mia. Dude, I gotta fucking flex it. And that's the way you can
Yeah.
display it too. With all the fucking RGB around her and shit. It's nice.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I have a little stormtrooper in mind to fit my build theme was stormtrooper. So all
Dude, hell
black
yeah.
and white. And then the LEDs on the inside shift from white to blue and then
Hell
back. So it just sort of fits it.
yeah. Yeah, I just keep mine one color. Solid.
Anyway, so that guy's computer, we ended you wanna know how we ended up fixing it?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Go on. Okay.
We literally I just took everything out, put it back in like 6 times, and it worked. So I called him.
What?
I was like, hey, if
Wow.
it works, and he's like, oh, what'd you do to it? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it works, bro. As long
It
as it
works.
fucking works.
And then he came in. I'm like, oh, so you have an i5 8300. If you want to use this, you have to upgrade your motherboard. So then he came back like or he called us like a week and a half later and was like, "Hey, I did what you recommended and I ordered a new motherboard and I put in my new CPU, but the compute like the what was it? think it was like the computer wasn't turning on or something,
Oh my
or he was like
god.
pressing the power button and it wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, yeah, bring it in. We'll take a lick. So
Yeah.
he drops it off like half an hour before we close, and I quick
Mhm.
open it up and I start unplugging things, and I think, wait a minute, what are these wires that are just sort of hanging in the case?
He
And
never plugged in the front IO.
he never plugged in the front IO, so I just
That's
quickly
mad
plugged
funny.
everything back in, and then called him, and he came in like 5 minutes before we closed.
Oh my god. That's mad fucking funny, I'm gonna be honest.
It's so funny. Though something related to front IO that I would like to say, if there are any like NZXT or DIY PC or Thermaltake case manufacturers out there that are listening to our podcast for some reason, please, no, not case, motherboard manufacturers out there, please come up with some sort of universal front IO configuration. It would be so helpful.
I kind of agree. I'm gonna be honest, because when I
Like,
worked at fucking Ironside, bro, you don't understand how many times, like, when we get a new case or some shit, people would have that shit, like, plugged in wrong or, like, a new motherboard and shit.
yep. Like the
So
USB
fucking.
3.0 port
Yeah.
where you just sort of click it into the motherboard.
Oh,
Please
it's so nice.
make one of
So
those.
nice.
Please.
So nice.
I will
There's
buy
some
your
cases
shit.
that have all that shit, like, connected and shit.
Yeah.
That shit's kind of
Well,
nice.
so some cases come with a like a jumper that you can
Hmm.
plug all the cables into and then attach it to the motherboard.
A lot of them don't, though. I'm gonna be honest.
I yeah, not a single case that I have ever bought has had one.
Same. It's
Like
it's mad
NZXT,
scuff.
come on, you're my favorite. Look at, I will always stand by your products, dude. I love the H500. That's what I have, and I love the new the H100, or what was it, H1 H100
Yeah.
NZXT H100. I want to say it's the H100.
I fuck with my Corsair case. My fucking beast of a case.
Oh, what is it? I'm just
It's
gonna
just
look
a
up
fucking
cases. Um,
facts. Fits on my
I love
shit.
it. Yeah, H1, because it looks so sleek. It's the design that I love. And on top of that, it comes with a modular power supply and water cooling. That's dope.
Hmm. You know what I didn't realize for the longest time when I worked at Ironside? Well, actually, everyone at Ironside didn't realize it. But a lot of modern day cases and shit. Well, I like NZXT for this. I'll give them that. They have like a fucking tubing and shit for like water cooling systems and shit, and you can have it drain out the front of the case. A lot of PCs will actually have that thing, or cases and shit will have that shit there. Just fucking a pain to get to a lot of the time, but
I
super convenient if you do it.
remember I had a coworker that would bring his rig into work all the time to like drain it and work on it and stuff.
Hmm.
It was mad funny because he'd bring it in and he'd be like working on it and he'd drain it and run like just distilled water through the loop and all that. And like customers will come in and I'll be helping someone and then another customer will come in and he'll just be sitting there draining his PC while the customers are just standing on the other side of the desk waiting for help.
That's mad fucking funny.
There was a so back a while
This shit
ago.
takes so long.
Yeah, it does. And that's kind of why I don't want to get water cooling in my rig. Like not custom loops. I just, if I were to go water cooling, I would just get all in one. Um. Anyway, um, back when Fortnite was actually somewhat fun.
Hmm.
There was like at one point there was a Marshmello concert in Fortnite, but it took place while I was at work on a
Yeah.
Saturday. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring in my PC. So I brought in this big hunk of a PC. I plugged it into our VGA monitor at work, And then I went and grabbed some speakers off the shelf, took them out of the box, and plugged them in, and was jamming to the Marshmello concert live. And no customers at all came into the store while the concert was going on.
That's epic.
It was
Uh,
it was sick.
That's fucking dope, man.
It was so great because like especially back that was right when I was getting into Marshmello, so it was great. I loved it. And my PC could barely handle recording it and playing the game at the same time, but I recorded it anyway. And then afterwards, like when I went to go and play back, it had no audio.
That's mad fucking funny.
It just wasn't. It was just the video.
That's mad fucking funny.
uh,
But yeah, it takes. Dude, speaking of fucking computers and shit, I guess we could talk about the fucking 3080s. Just fucking how worthless. Don't fucking buy a 3080. I'm gonna be honest. If you have a 2080, the upgrade isn't gonna be that. I mean, it's
yeah,
fucking
so
huge,
it's
but
not worth it upgrading one generation. If you have a
no.
10 series or a 16 series, that mid
Just
series,
have a fucking 16 series fucking upgrade, boy.
yeah, upgrade. That's worth it, especially with like the 37. Apparently, I mean I haven't looked at any reports, so don't take this for take it at face value. Apparently, the 3070 can outperform the 2080 Ti, and it's going to be sold for $500 MSRP.
I was gonna say oh, actually, I did read about that. Yeah, there's a fucking it's $500 and it beats a fucking what $12,000 card or some
Yeah,
shit.
no, not twelve
Yeah,
thousand. No,
but
that's a
it's
that's a Titan. It's like 1200.
yeah, that's Titans are nasty. I used to see that shit at Ironside. People would be getting fucking a Titan with like
Who the
9900K and
fuck
some
is
shit.
ordering a Titan from Ironside?
People with absurd of fucking amount of money. Like
They charge so much.
there was some dudes that got like two Titan. There was like one dude that got two Titans. It was like this dude that
Why do
was
you
doing like
need that?
he was doing like some game like some super high like fucking just shit and
Red Dead
stuff.
Redemption 2, 4K
And
gaming, ultra settings.
I don't
Jesus
think he was using
Christ.
it for gaming, but he was just using it for like a lot of high
Rendering.
end rendering and shit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes more sense. Um, so even if we get to the point that Ironside would want to sponsor us, yeah, you just go ahead and sponsor us, Ironside. Send us a PC, but fuck you, Bobby.
Hey, yeah, true.
Bobby is
Dude,
an ass. So Bobby is the owner of Ironside. Complete douchebag.
it's
He,
true. It's
he, he
it
would
works
fire
out until
people just
he
for the most random bullshit
my favorite
reasons.
my favorite. So we used to have we had a Christmas party and fucking Bobby invited this chick or whatever to the party and he had no interest in like dating this chick or doing anything. And one of our this dude, I'm gonna be honest, I hated him, so I wanted him to fucking gone anyway. But the way he got fired was I'm gonna be honest, I would have been pissed if I was him because he was talking to this chick and he ended up getting her number or whatever and started talking to her later. And I remember one day at fucking work, Bobby went up to him and he was fuck and he just didn't show up anymore. And like the rumor was like, yeah, Bobby fired him for just fucking talking to this chick he had no interest in and shit.
He brought her to the Christmas party, wasn't interested in dating her. And the dude asked, he's
Yeah,
like, Bobby, are you
he
going
did.
for her? Because if you are, then I'm not going to go anywhere near that. But if you aren't, it's free game. And Bobby was like, oh, no, I'm not going for her. Fires him.
Dude, so fucking stupid. Dude, that scared literally everyone there from what I remembered because like everyone was like, damn dude, no fucking job secured, just no job safety. Like
Yeah. So
you
do
just get
you
fired for some
do you
bullshit
know
reason.
Walker?
Hey, that's just funny.
So Bobby's sister also works at Ironside. So
Bobby's whole family almost works at Ironside. It's like him, his fucking two brothers, and then his sister.
so Walker has a crush on his sister. Um and at one point he like hits on her or something. Does he get her? I don't know if he gets her phone number or what, but or no, didn't he kiss her?
He was fucking caught making out with her like after hours or some shit, from what I remember.
So he was making out with her and Bobby
Yeah.
finds out, fires
No,
him
no,
because
like
of
he
it.
like walked in on it or some shit, from what I remember. I wasn't actually working there at the time when that happened, but that shit did fucking happen, which is wild.
And my
We
boy
also had the dumbest
Riley,
people there.
my boy Riley worked in RMA and he got fired because Bobby saw him sitting around, but literally he had nothing to do. He was waiting on responses to emails from all these different companies, and he had all the RMA tickets made for all the different parts. And Bobby fired him.
Yep. Yeah, that's what happens.
I
There
had
was.
an interview once, and it was when I wasn't very confident in my computer knowledge, even though I did know a lot about computers. So I go in for an interview, and he asked me like a few questions, and then he asked me, "So, if this happens, what would you do if you were on the line with someone?" I'm like, "Well, I'd probably first tell them to make sure it's plugged in or some shit like that." And he's like, "Okay, okay. What about after that?" I'm like, maybe have them reset the BIOS." And then
Damn.
he anyway, like I wasn't super confident, but I had the right answers for what it was, and he was like, "Okay, so it sounds to me like you're somewhat knowledgeable on computers, not really confident in what you know. Um, but let me tell you, you don't really know much about computers." Like, I just sort of went, like, what the fuck? What is this man saying to me? What? And then he was like, "Well, it was a good interview. We'll think about it and we'll give you a call." Never got a call.
I did. I worked there for like a year, and let me tell you, there were some dumbasses that we had fucking working there. Like, dude, I've heard like some stories and shit of working there. My favorite one was like Bobby used to hire some of the fucking high school kids and shit next, because it was next to the high school, and fucking one of them fucking glued a computer to the desk, like super glued the fucking case and shit down to the desk.
He glued it down.
Yeah, it was super glued to the fucking desk.
What the fuck? What? Like on purpose or on accident?
I don't fucking know. But it's literally the funniest fucking thing. And I also had this fucking dude that when I fucking started working there. Oh, I had a funny story about Bobby actually. When I first started working there, I think it was like in the first couple of weeks, we had overtime or some shit, and at the time I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll fucking stay for overtime. Fuck it, bro. I'm greedy for money. And Bobby had just gotten. I hadn't realized that Ironside's overtime is literally just people drinking and shit and working on computers and stuff. It's actually a great time. But Bobby got hella drunk on sake, and we were just telling him about like I think Christians only and fucking black people meet and shit like that. He signed up for fucking Christians only. It's super fucked up. It's a mad
Fucking
fuck.
Bobby, man.
Fucking idiot.
Apparently, all of his family drive the same vehicles, matching Jeeps.
Yeah, they all drive the same Jeep, but they can't all have the same color. I once asked him about that because his sister was gonna get the same fucking color Jeep as him, and he made her fucking get a different colored one.
Imagine you drive
Because
home with the same red colored Jeep as your
that's what
brother,
I'm
and he
saying.
goes, "Go, you have to go and get it repainted."
Hey, go get that shit. You can't fucking have that.
You can't have
Fuck.
purple. It's my color.
So fucking stupid.
It is. It's
Ever
dumb
tell
as
you
hell.
I ran into him once when I was at one of my parties?
Wait, at one of your parties?
Uh huh. Me and
Like the
Dustin
ones that
ran
you
into.
host?
Uh huh. We were
What?
super fucked up, and Dustin and I were outside, just I think smoking a cigarette or some shit. And we knew that Bobby was friends with one of my neighbors, and we had seen
Oh.
him pulled into the fucking driveway and shit.
The fuck?
So we just fucking go over there, just shit faced out of our mind, like, "What's up, Bobby?"
So
Like
when you
talking all shit.
originally said that you ran into Bobby, I thought you meant like down in your living room.
Oh, how the fuck would he have
Like you
ever been
just
inside my house?
that's why I was so confused. I'm like, this man just shows up and walks in. Was this one? Was this like a Factor X party that I didn't hear about?
No, this would have been one you probably were invited to. I just think me and Dustin were the only two outside, if I remember. Or maybe Tanner was out there with us, but there was not very many people outside with us. I remember Liz and Emily eventually came out when like we were talking to him and shit, but it's just like one of the normal ones I hosted. It was just mad funny
Man,
because we were just shit faced.
I miss those parties.
Same
Fuck
dude.
COVID.
It
Hey,
was a lot of fun.
hey, if you go out in public, wear a fucking mask.
No, if you fucking go out and like go to bars and shit, hey, fuck you, buddy. Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, that too. Like,
Don't
but like,
fucking do it.
don't throw a fit about wearing a mask.
That's
Oh,
true.
so about that, so we require
Yeah,
masks at work now. So
same.
there's this guy that comes in once, and we go, "Oh, do you?" Or I was in the back eating my ramen noodles, and Lyndon, which we want to get on the podcast at some point. Lyndon was like out helping people, and like I remember I'm sitting in the back, and I just hear yelling. I can't hear what was said, but I just hear yelling. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look at the camera, and someone's like storming out the door. I'm like, what the fuck? So I quickly slurp up the rest of my ramen and go out, and I'm like, first I had to help a couple of people, and then once everyone was out of the store, I turned to Lynn. I'm like, so what? I think I heard yelling. He's like, oh yeah, some guy came in. And I was like, well, do you have a mask, sir? We require masks now that it's a mandate. And he goes, no, I don't have a mask. That this goddamn governor, this goddamn Satan or Antichrist governor that we have.
Oh my god.
I'm
That's
like,
some
what
boomer
the
ass shit, bro.
what the fuck? You just called the governor an Antichrist because he had to wear a mask during a pandemic.
That's mad fucking funny. That's some fucking boomer shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I fucking love seeing like the Karens and shit freak out.
So there was one time. Lyndon is a madman. There was one
Mm.
point. See, a couple comes into the store, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever they may be, coming into the store, and she's not wearing a mask. And they're middle aged, probably mid 20s, upper 20s. Goes, you go, oh, do you have a mask? The guy pulls a mask out of his pocket and puts it on, but she goes, I have a breathing problem, and Lyndon went, well, if you have a breathing problem, should you really be out during a pandemic where your life is at risk? Ma'am, you need to wear a mask or you need to stand outside.
Right.
So she stood outside while he shopped for them. It was
So
mad
true,
funny.
though.
Uh,
Yeah, fucking boomers.
fucking boomers. There was a
Yeah, it's a
there was another person that or no, what happened? It was today. I was in the middle of this our behind our desks, like working on the computer and shit. And my new coworker Andy was in the back, like in the bathroom, or looking. I think he was looking for batteries. Um, I just start sneezing. I sneeze once, and then there's like a 10-second pause, and then I sneeze twice, and I'm done. And he goes, "Hey, careful! You might spread the COVID." I'm like, and I just screamed, "I'm an advocate for the boomer remover." And he just lost his shit. It was hilarious.
That's pretty funny, actually. I'm gonna be honest. Dude, can't wait for the end of 2020 when Yellowstone just fucking goes.
Yeah, the super volcano explodes and all of North America is gone.
That'd be cool.
Ash
Dude,
covers the sky. No more solar power.
I want to go out like the people in fuck, is it like Pangea or something? No,
Yeah, Mount Fuji explode.
no, Pompeii. That's what it was.
Pompeii, yeah.
Where the dude is just like
they
jerking
just
off.
they just they just get you get cemented in place by ash.
Dude, that'd be a fucking wild way to die, bro.
Imagine if you're on hallucinogenics when that happens.
It's fucking tripping. Dude, why'd it go dark all of a sudden?
You step outside, just poof, and then you're just left to your own thoughts until you die.
Oh my god, I couldn't imagine. Oh my god.
Be a terrible way to die.
True. I'd like to be like Aztec or some shit. Just disappear.
Yeah, no, the
Or the
Mayans didn't
Mayans,
just
that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
It was the Mayans. They just fucking
just
left, bro.
like those guys performing in Olympics.
No.
For
True.
reference, Zach, do you want to tell them about that video? I don't know what the fuck we watched.
The ski jumping one or the swimming one?
Oh no,
Oh,
we were okay. So we were watching some of old Moist Critical videos or Penguin Zero, if you want to find the actual videos. Um,
yeah.
One of them was like the Olympics, and they were swimming on a track, and this man he doesn't start for like 12 seconds because he's just eyeing up the starter lady. And he jumps in and he just starts swimming so fast that dust gets kicked up behind him. And then at one point, he just disappears.
It's fucking wild. Moist Critical found some weird shit back in the day, and that's why I discovered him. I very much enjoyed his shit.
Hilarious. I haven't seen those videos or those games at all until you showed them to me.
Dude, fuck yeah, man.
The skiing one, they just
Yeah, the
turn
ski
into a
jumping part is my
helicopter and up they go. I was
favorite.
watching it with him and I was
Highly
like,
recommend everyone go check out Ski Jumping Paris. It's a classic.
so
But go on.
they turn into a helicopter and they're flying down. I'm like, are they gonna take off? Are they gonna go up? Are they gonna go up? And then they touch the ground and flung super high up in the air. I'm like, yes, they did it.
Yeah,
They turned into a
fucking very funny.
helicopter. Oh man, you know what? I think we might do next episode, depending on who's all here. Luke and I might tell all the stories of our stupid customers we get in at Radio Shack.
That's fine.
Like
Yeah.
the terrible ass ones. I had one uh just a little peek preview into what's going to come into a future episode. I had a lady actually call her credit card company and try to report us for fraud. And then she came back in with her tail between her legs. So that's all you're getting.
Dude,
The
I
no build up,
I have a lot of
nothing
stories like
afterwards.
that. Like, I used to work at an arcade. I used to compete the
Oh,
dumbest fucking
the
people,
one.
man.
Are you talking about the arcade in the basement of the one building on the corner with the spotlight?
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, the one next to the movie theater.
There's. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about. I was talking about the. I suppose is a a nationwide restaurant, right?
Thinks don't maybe I've never seen it anywhere outside of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So I'm gonna add in a bleep. At,
maybe not. Um, but yeah, I used to work at an arcade, and I used to see literally the stupidest motherfuckers. Like I remember one time we had this fucking dude come into the arcade, and he came up to the counter. He's like, "I want to fucking speak to a manager," and I was high out of my mind. I was like, "Hey man, I can probably help you out. We don't need to get a manager or anything. Like, what's wrong?" He's like, "No, give me a fucking manager." And I turn over to my boy Charles, who's so. In case you never know anything about my boy, he's just this small dude. Loves anime, fucking gaming and shit. And he's just sneaking off to the back to go get our manager. And I'm like, all right, he's gonna go do that. I'll deal with this dude for a little bit longer. I'm like, all right, what's the fucking problem? He's like, this fucking game's rigged. And I'm like, I by the way, at this point, I didn't care about my job or anything. Did not give a fuck. I was like, yeah, dude, most of our games are rigged. That's how we make our money.
I was half expecting you to go. No, the game's not rigged. You're just bad.
And he's like, no, my son's a fucking god at this game. And then he fucking wins the jackpot all the time. And I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way, because I know for a fact that game has it's fucking rigged.
Yeah,
It's
all arcades are. That's how they get their money.
that's what I'm saying. And this dude is just fucking getting like fucking raging. And I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's not the
It's
only
just,
way. They also like the products that they do get are like they get a huge discount on them.
no, I 100% knew that. Fucking kidding me? That's why whenever I worked there, I would literally take as much candy as possible. Like I'm talking like the 500 and fucking dollar or ticket amount candy and shit. Like I'm straight up fucking yoinking like 4 Airhead Extremes at night
Hell
and just
yeah.
a bunch of other shit.
I remember
It was a
watching
great time.
Mark Rober's video on arcades.
Mm-mm.
I fucking love Mark Rober's shit.
Good shit. It's good shit.
It's
I
like
like
he met with Bill Gates and just made him a pizza roll.
sure.
Like in Bill Gates' kitchen, he was like, what can we make? And he opened up the freezer and he's like, pizza rolls. We'll make that for the, at the time, richest man in the world. Mad funny. Is it you there?
Yeah, I like the dude that make robots and shit all the time. I don't
Oh
know. He's
yeah,
like,
Michael Reeves.
yeah, Michael
Yeah,
Reeves is
he's
a fucking
he's pretty funny too. I remember like I waited forever to see the salad tossing video.
legend.
I like waited until after the surgery robot because like there was someone who was like talking about it and they're like, yeah, you just it's like it was like the salad masher and then you just takes a knife and just goes yeah. I'm like, I haven't seen the salad one. I guess I'll go watch the salad one, and it fucking just stabs. I'm like, oh, I need to watch more of these.
Dude, he's fucking great. Like, he uses a fucking Connect fucking hand tray.
Yeah. Hey, I have one of those plugged into my PC right now.
Let's go Connect.
Actually, I don't know if it's
Fuck.
plugged into the PC. I know it's plugged into power.
That's epic, actually.
I love that it has a fan built into it. It produces so much heat that it justifies having a fan.
That's fucking wild, man. Jesus Christ.
So I'm not sure if it's yeah, it only records at 30 FPS.
Jesus Christ.
And when I was hooking it up, it was a pain in the butt. It wasn't working properly, so it would only run at like 12 FPS. I was
Now
thinking about having it as my VR camera.
that's mad funny.
Like I could go in, I could stick it up in the windowsill and just have like a top-down view of me playing VR on stream.
That'd be lit.
But no, 12 FPS.
What a great fucking piece of technology.
I got the Kinect for free. Um, I just had to buy a $50 power adapter just to have it just sit on top of my monitor now.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ. That's fucked.
so
Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah,
Go on. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I think I figured out how to solve world hunger.
Yeah. How's
So
that?
all we have to do to solve world hunger, right? So let me lead up to this, right? So world hunger is how there's a ton of people that are hungry, right?
Mhm.
Well, what you know how you always go to over to grandma's house and she's like, "Oh yeah, eat up, eat up. We can't have anyone leaving hungry."
Mhm.
So we just take a whole bunch of grandmas and we drop them in parachutes everywhere. That way, grandmas are everywhere and they'll just feed everyone, ending world hunger. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is that good? Good plan? Zach? Well, I think we lost Zach. Actually, we might have lost the Discord call. Hold on. Let me adjust the the server settings. What? It doesn't know where we are? This is my server. Oh. Well, I guess at that note, this has been Small Member Squad podcast. Got cut off a little early, but have a nice night, everyone. Check out the description for all the socials. Take care.